Hi, it's Kelly. I wanted to record an intro for this channeling transmission because it was so different from anything I'd experienced in the past. I attribute the difference to meeting another channeler, Toni Ghazi, who channels the praying mantis beings, and I was able to attend one of his channeling sessions in person, which I've never done before. I've channeled with friends on Zoom, but we've never met in person to channel together. And I felt this sense of love and overwhelming support from the mantis as I was listening to Toni channel, and it was something I'd never experienced before. So I wanted to share that information with you. And I also feel as though I received some sort of an energetic download from Toni while we were together that allowed my body to receive a stronger energy when I was channeling. And why I say that is because you'll notice in this transmission, the Mantids are much more animated and there are more of their tonalities picked up, such as the hissing of their voices. And it just seems like more of their personality and less of mine is present in this channeled transmission. I also left a bit at the end of when I came out of the channel and a couple of comments between Matthew and myself so that you could understand what happens after the channel ends. I want to help people understand how this process works, and I also want to share our experiences with you so that you can become more familiar with it if it's something that interests you. So I hope you enjoy this loving message from the Mantids, and please feel free to drop any comments or let me know if you have any questions or I can be of any help to you. Enjoy. We are the Mantids. We have been able to make a stronger connection and push more energy through the vessel. Over the past few days, there have been new discoveries made. We have been able to connect her with another vessel that we work with, and she was able to receive a boost of energy from his spiritual consciousness to allow us to have a deeper connection with our communications. We are excited to be able to bring more information to the humans that will be watching this information, this video, as it is released. We are stressing, as we did to the vessel earlier, that it is important that you examine your actions, examine your beliefs, examine your physicality to understand more deeply why you have your self-doubts, your limiting beliefs, your negativity, your fear. You must be able to relinquish your fear because it does not serve you. It is simply a human emotion that has been programmed into your psyche to allow you to be controlled. You are not subject to the control if you relinquish the fear. Many of you have the fear, and you don't see it because it is such a strong part of your programming, and it has been a part of your existence for such a long time. But as your spirituality and your consciousness expand, you will be able to see more of a bird's eye view of your behaviors and your beliefs that will allow you to relinquish these feelings. We encourage you to work on that sooner than later because you are needed to help the others through the transition. You all know that you have your connection abilities and your special gifts, but if you continue to exhibit the fear, you are limiting your connection. You are analyzing everything you do, which we find entertaining because it is unnecessary. It is a human condition. It is something that you do out of this fear that you live with. And we encourage you to receive the messages that when you live from the place of love, there will be no room for fear to kick back into your behaviors. However, the fear makes you weak. It makes you susceptible to the control of others, and humans love their control. Their control is so ingrained in their personalities that they do not see it. It ranges in action from one telling another what to do. Don't open that door yet. Don't open that piece of mail. Don't take the stairs. Why? What is the point of trying to tell another what to do? Perhaps you are taking away a lesson that they are meant to learn with your control. And many of you do not see that as control. You think it is helpful. And it may be in very few instances. But mostly it is a form of your control because you think you know more than they do. Again, another form of control. Forgive us if this sounds harsh. We are trying to illustrate a point that is not well understood by many of the humans. Many of you feel like you are doing a service to others, but in reality, you are in fear. Then you project your fear on others by trying to control them. Beware, the masks are coming back. There are humans that actually believe that the masks helped with you having your pandemic. There are people running around with signs telling everybody that this is a more contagious pandemic virus than COVID. Fear, 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 fear. If you are healthy and you are in a high vibration, viruses can't and will not touch you. They do not want to be in your high vibrational energy because they cannot survive. Please heed what we say and don't allow the fear to overtake you again. If you do, you will have consequences because you are going to weaken your energetic field, which allows protection from low vibrational energy. And we strongly urge you to pay attention, as you will notice this, especially if you must watch your news. But it is not going to be relevant if you remain in your high vibrational status. Are there any questions from the group?
When it comes to becoming aware of what our fears are, is this something that you proactively dive in looking for, or you live your life and you allow it to come to the surface when the moment's right?
Restate the question with clarity.
Okay, more specifically, when I channel, I feel it subtly, but I feel enough to know what's coming through and to allow the words to come out the way that they're intended to come out. But the word is subtle. It doesn't feel like a locked in connection. It doesn't come in like a lightning bolt. Not that it needs to, but I just find it very subtle. But one of the things I think I'm becoming aware of is that's my desire to want to remain in some form of control, which is obviously rooted in some fear. But if I am controlling it, which is causing the subtleness, I don't know how to discover the fear that all of this is emanating from.
Do you have a belief that something could happen to you during your transmission? And if so, what is that belief?
That belief is that something would occur that would be beyond my control or my Something I would find unacceptable.
such as
Something hurtful being said. Something that could be misconstrued in a
that is
negative
not your
sense.
concern. What you must trust is that we are of high dimensional origin. We have no desire to hurt. So if a message is delivered and the recipient finds themselves feeling some sort of hurt, that is not what it actually is. It is pointing to what they are seeking to fix. It is an indicator for them to work on that. That emotion may be brought to the surface, but it will never be done out of anything but love. The delivery of channeled messages is always with love. However, if a recipient chooses to construe the message as hurtful, that is what needed to be brought to the surface for them to heal. You must also remember, if they weren't present, they wouldn't have the desire to hear the message. So if they are present, they are there with a subconscious understanding that they are going to receive guidance and assistance. The fact that they may find it hurtful is a human emotion and does not serve them. And if that is the case, it would have been triggered in order to allow them to have it come out so they may clear it. It is not your responsibility to filter anything, because if you filter, that is a mechanism of fear or control, which neither would be desirable in channeling. So perhaps that is what is holding you back, is you are trying to control the message because you do not trust. But you must trust because these entities are working very closely with you, and you do know all messages come from love and from the place of the heart. So that is something that you are aware of now, and perhaps you may reason with yourself to understand that it does not serve you and it is not necessary for you to hold space for, and allow it to be released.
Thank you. That's very helpful because all of that I knew in some puzzle piece, but now that makes complete sense.
You do struggle. You have two sides of your brain that are struggling against each other. That has been something you have been working through. It is something that has been carried forward for many years for you. And you are slowly allowing yourself to trust. But if you jump off the cliff and fully trust, you will be protected. Nothing negative will come to you. You are in a high vibrational state. You are conscious. You are aware. You have the belief and the understanding. You have the video evidence of the mantis in your backyard. So allow yourself to release that last bit of holdout that is holding you back. It is our belief that once you release that limiting belief that you are carrying with you, you will open up a new door and you will have more strong connection. You will have more confidence in your message. And you already know that you may trust your gatekeeper and your entities. You know that none of them come through to bring harm. It is not possible for low vibrational energy to come through. So your fears are unfounded, but you must reconcile them in your own mind, which is part of your human experience. But you're very close. It is coming.
Thank you for that. That's very helpful. I appreciate it. Any other questions from the group at all? If not, then I have a question on behalf of Kelly. So she's been actively involved in many events in the last 2 weeks, Is there anything within those events that she has learned, touched, or been exposed to that would be helpful for her to know at this time?
She made contact with another vessel, Toni Ghazi, a Mantis channeler, who took her under his wing, so to speak, carried her energy, allowed her to speak to us through him and ask her questions. She was educated on something similar to the message you received about understanding how we are transmitting our energy through the body and how it is coming through because it is the message that needs to be delivered, and allowed her to remove a small block from her belief system, which allowed us to dramatically increase the energy of the channel coming through. So more of our essence comes through, as opposed to it being somewhat filtered before. Her conscious mind is completely out of the way. She is in full trance at this time, which is allowing us more access to her energy, allowing us to come through more with a stronger energy, with a fuller energy, and with more abilities to see and understand the things that you speak of. Many
Well,
doors open for her over the weekend. There are many people in high places that have become aware of her work, that have become friends and decided to share her message. She is very excited, as she should be, because these people are her next level of connection, which she will share because she believes in community and she believes in keeping her tribe together. So there will be exciting things coming for all of you moving forward if you choose to stay involved in the circle of connections that she is creating.
that sounds very exciting, and thank you for sharing that with us. Do you have any parting words for anybody within the group right now, including Kelly?
All of the activities that all of you in this group have for your immediate futures are the right moves, the right steps on your path. Just stay open minded and conscious and aware. Don't miss the clues and the signs and the symbols that will be presented to you, whether it is a day in the life or an exciting adventure. You will see the magic wherever you are if you allow yourself that freedom and that release from the drudgery of what you may call your daily routine. Find the beauty in it. Allow yourself to experience the beauty, the signs at all times, not just at times where you have expectations. Drop the expectations and allow the magic to be everywhere you are. It is with you. The energy is in your field. Your fields have expanded, allowing you to be open, if you choose, to all of these breadcrumbs of wisdom, knowledge, experience, and love that are being shown to you to keep you in high vibration so that you may continue to share your loving light with others, which is very important at this time. That is all.
Well, thank you, Mantis, for coming through. We appreciate all your words of wisdom.
We appreciate the opportunity to connect with all of you and share the messages to help soothe the anxiety that is overcoming many of your population. And we encourage you to stay in high vibration and continue moving forward with love, which is where you need to be to expand your consciousness even further. We thank you for this opportunity and we bid you a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was the most powerful energy yet.
Yeah, it looked like it too. It looked
My
like it.
hands
I
are
could,
all
I could see the trans actually in your face.
yeah,
Yeah.
like that was the biggest thing for me too.
Yeah, the transfiguration was definitely there.
Do you remember much of it?
I remember the dramatic pitches in the voice, but I can't. Little
Yeah,
bits like I know you asked something for me, what it was, I don't know. But
yeah, they said you were basically in full trance. That's what caught my ear.
yeah, it was different because usually my brain's like, oh, don't say that. That's not true. And it's always like nitpicking. It was just like, shut up.
Shut up.
It was completely silent.